Hello, my name is Kaushal Kimire. This is not just a story. It is something that really happened, told to me on a quiet ride through the streets of Kathmandu. I am a journalist. My work usually takes me to press briefings, receptions, the chatter of politics and diplomacy. But sometimes the stories that stay with you are not the ones printed in newspapers. They are the ones whispered in the dark when the city is half asleep. This one begins at a diplomat's residence and ends by the Bagmati River on a bridge where many say the living and the dead share the same road. That evening I had been invited to a reception. When it was over, I booked a Pathawa ride to return home to Jhamsikhet. The rider came, a young man originally from Sarlahi, now living in Lamatar. As we drove, he mentioned he was almost out of petrol. I told him, drop me and go to Balkhu. There's a pump. Fill up there and you'll probably get a passenger from Jhamsikhet on your way back. But he shook his head. His voice was quiet, almost embarrassed. He said, I don't go to Balkhu at night. When I asked why, he told me this. He worked for the owner of Puja Sabun in the daytime. His job started late, around 11 in the morning, which gave him time to ride for Pathawa at night. One Friday, after finishing a long late night trip to Swichatar, he was heading home to Lamatar. It was already past 10 at night. The sky was clear and the roads were empty. As he reached the Bagmati bridge near Balkhu, he saw a woman standing on the side on opposite lane. She was well dressed, maybe in a sari, maybe in a gown. He couldn't quite tell in the dim light. Her head was bowed, her long black hair covering most of her face. He reached there and stopped his bike, thinking she might need help. He asked her if she wanted a ride. No answer. He asked again, saying he did not need money, he could drop her home safely. Still silence. And then he heard it. Not a voice, not words, but a sound. A low, animal-like grunt. He looked closer, trying to see her face, through the curtain of her hair. For just a moment he saw her eyes. Burning red, not human at all. That was enough for him. His blood froze. He ignited the engine of his bike and sped away. But remember, he had to switch the lane to get back on the correct road. He had to ride ahead about 80, maybe 100 meters, and then take a U-turn. When he came to opposite lane, the spot where she had been standing was empty, completely empty. She had vanished. The bridge was silent, the river swollen with September floodwaters. There was nowhere she could have gone. He rode home, terrified, and promised himself never to pass Balkhu at night again. And that, he told me, was why he refused to fill petrol there. Now you might dismiss this as imagination, a trick of the light, a tired rider after a long day, but in Kathmandu, the Bagmati has always carried stories with its dark waters, men and women who unalived themselves, and spirits who wait on bridges for someone kind enough or unlucky enough to stop. That night, as I listened to him, I did not laugh. His voice had no drama, no exaggeration, only fear. The kind of fear you don't fake. I reached Jhamsikhet safely, but since then, whenever I pass Balkhu after night, I catch myself glancing at the bridge. I tell myself it's only stone and water. But deep down, I remember his words. Don't look at her eyes. And I ride a little faster.